Now.
Hi, this is Jeff Green from Real Estate Grand Central and Palm Beach Real Estate Investors Association. We're out at a property we recently got under contract and we're about to do an inspection on it. Now, what I really noticed was I go look at this house and the agents sometimes they put it as frame and sometimes they don't. Well, on this part of it's actually frame. You can tell by seeing the wood, and of course it's got this little dense sound to it, whereas this is concrete block over here, and that's totally different. Now this needs some work. As you can see, we're out here doing an inspection, and the windows, they should have sunken it in because of course the water's getting in here and that's not working out very well. Let's take a look inside. Wow, this is very interesting. This is a room addition and they didn't do a great job, but it's okay. And a lot of times what you have to notice too is the drop if you look at the floor, because when you do a room addition it can't be even to get the elements in. Now, it's pretty interesting what they've done here. They've almost built like a some kind of wall around here, almost like a flitter type thing, because it's all concrete. I think if they were a little smarter, they would have brought this wall in and just had it here, and then the windows would have matched right, and then they wouldn't have the windows get messed up from the elements, because on a frame home, when the windows are all the way on the outside, there's a lot of weather issues that you can have. So we always try to sink them in. Even if it's a frame house, I still want to countersink the windows to give it the appearance of a CVS house. Now we're going to walk in here and look at this. Not too bad. Yeah. The roof is the main thing. I mean, anything can be fixed. In here, you got issues, but pretty solid. Wouldn't take a whole lot. The kitchen's in good shape. I'd probably leave it. And we don't do rentals, we do resales. This is a big one. This is about 4.2. This is a very nice kitchen. It's exactly what we would have done, same materials. And it was probably an investor slash landlord that got it taken back, and the bank owns it, and they're going to sell it to us at a dirt cheap price so we can go make money. Amazing how that works. It's just with this functional obsolescence here of these issues of how it's not a cookie cutter house with some great features like normal. It's going to be a tougher sell trying to sell to the next individual, but what we find is people with credit challenges, and they like it because it's terms and it's the American dream, is being able to buy something whereas before you couldn't buy it. So a lot of people would settle for this for the square footage, the niceness, and not necessarily the way it's set up. Okay, so we're going to go in here now, and I don't even know where to start, but we've got a bedroom number 1. And it looks like they put the carpet down, and a little closet over here, so that part's nice.
Is this the type of carpet you'd put down then?
We always use tile, and the reason we do is because tile is forever, and it doesn't cost that much more, and we've got some great professionals that do it, and so it's not really our preference of carpet. A lot of people like it, I myself don't, and especially if it's a rental and you got a little stain here or something, you can just, if it's tile, you replace the piece of tile.
Yeah, tile for Florida, I imagine, is probably much smarter anyway.
Yes, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to make the masses happy, so we don't know from where these people came from, so over in their native country they might love tile. So we have such a wide variety of buyers, and so we have to stay right in the middle of the road. We got to stay with the base colors, tile floors, and just make it so it attracts everybody. Now I'm looking up in the attic. It doesn't look bad. It's got central, or at least it did. We're going to have to see if the components are still here because I see the attic work. And then when you walk into here, this is just kind of a really weird design. Now these are wood floors, and you can tell that there's wood under this tile, which hopefully they did that right, because if they didn't, you have a lot of settling and cracks and everything else.
So can we look for signs on that right now?
I see that right here. You see some cracking right here, because if they don't put the Durarock down, which is the coat that they put down to begin with, it's like almost the same as a piece of drywall, except it's Durarock, and they put it down as a floor underlayment, and then you put the tile on there, and then it's supposed to be able to stick to it, because you can't put it to the bare wood because it would never stay. It would never be able. It's too flexible is the problem, and you can tell.
Oh,
You hear that? I mean, you can feel it under your feet. Out there is solid concrete. And over here, this is wood, so most likely it's got a little crawl space under the house.
right, so there's a variation in sound when you knock on it.
True. True. did feel a weak spot in the floor right here, but they covered it with carpet, so not the end of the world.
Some water damage maybe? Is that possible or what?
I believe this was built back in the 20s or 30s, so it's hard to say. Whoever had this did a quickie paint job. It looks like they just painted everything. It wasn't tied down. I'm not sure if the bank did that to try to get extra money, or it was a previous investor / landlord.
What's this right here?
Yeah, there's a lot of different just abnormalities. I mean, I don't know. We do custom work. We do great work. We at least finish it off and make it look like it's supposed to be. And we make the vents different colors, and we make them beautiful. We don't try to just make them blend in. But with having a cover over the light switch, it leads me to believe that this was all recent, and it could have been done by the bank just to make it all one color, because the banks are starting to get a little bit smart. Well, wait a minute, I take that back. The banks are never smart, and you know that. They got us into this mess. But they're starting to put a little bit of money into these properties, sometimes to even make them sellable, and in their opinion, they're going to get more money. In our opinion, it doesn't matter because it's not the right way of doing it. It's not the way we would do it. So it doesn't help us a bit. Let's go into this wonderful bathroom. It's supposed to have 2 bathrooms. We haven't found the other one yet. This is pretty bad. I've seen a lot worse. I've had a lot worse. But in order to get this to marketable, sellable condition, we pull out the bathtub. That's about $100. Mixer valve, about 80. That's about it on that. You've got a drain pipe down at the bottom. We always go with brand new toilets, brand new vanities, brand new mixer valves, because there's no reason to get into the wall and change the tub if you're not going to change the mixer valve. Because down the road, sure enough, you're going to have a leak, and most of the time it'll be before you ever finish selling the house.
I know it's probably hard to say because every house is different, but which room or what portion of the house could you pretty much just throw into being the most expensive or?
Well, that is an easy one because it's either going to be the kitchen or the bathroom. Because otherwise, rooms are rooms. It's 4 walls and a ceiling and whatever you're going to put on the floor. And then if you get fancy with the mirrored closet doors or the molding, that's the only other expense. So let's journey on. Here's the 3rd bedroom, which is not bad. And this is some kind of master bedroom, but oh boy, you walk over here and that floor.
It's another dip.
My goodness, you lost about 1.5 inches from over there to over here. So, and then you got a couple windows in the back that need work. Now here is the 2nd bath, which is not bad. It's actually in pretty good shape. I wouldn't mess with any of this stuff. I might break out the mixer valve and just go ahead and put a new one, but then replace it because this looks like regular everyday tile from Home Depot. Or I just run in here with our normal stuff we do, 16 to 18 inch ceramic, and just redo it and make it look fresh and clean. And people go, why? Would you be over renovating? No, because the first person that sees this, I want them to buy it because I don't have any holding costs after that. So I want somebody to get in here, fall in love with this house, and in the meantime, we'll do their credit repair and their financing, and at the end of the pipeline, I'll say the pipeline a lot because that's what it is. You get a house in the front of the pipeline, you start working on it, you get their credit fixed, you get them financed, and you're turning renters into home buyers, and it's working out great. We're having a lot of success with that. Alright, so we saw the 2 bathrooms, we saw all the bedrooms, we're back to the kitchen. Now we're going to take a little walk outside because we want to see what's wrong on the outside and what's missing and what's not missing.
I guess we'll go this way because this is the gate's open.
Now a lot of these things we've done so many of them until we don't get home inspectors. I mean, we basically walk through there. I've said about everything that's wrong with it. You got a hidden pipe or something like that, I mean, it's no big deal. This is just, it's all cheap and inexpensive. I mean, to build a house these days, your square footage cost is amazing. But if you're buying something 20, 30, 40 cents on the dollar and putting money into it, I mean, you're way ahead of the game. Looks like they've got a little utility room there. The air conditioning system's still here, which I'm shocked. I guarantee you we come back in about 3 or 4 days and it won't be there. But that's just the nature of the beast. And as you can see, the outside needs some work. Now, it looks like somebody's put a roof on this. If you can get a picture of the roof. I don't know what's wrong with that, but it just don't look right.
Still wavy.
Very wavy.
Yeah, it's bowed.
Yeah, it looks bowed. And they probably just went over the top of the roof, and they may have put, you know, shingles right over the top of some bad wood. That's what it appears like, but I mean, that's an issue right there. Because I don't want a roofing inspector over there on an FHA sale, and all of a sudden the people have it, they love it, they like it, they're measuring for their furniture, they're measuring where the bedroom set's going to go, and then all of a sudden the roof inspector goes, wait a minute, you guys got to put another roof on this, it ain't right. And it's a big structure. This would probably be about $7,000 for a roof, especially if they had to go and start tearing plywood apart. So I don't know, now we have to soul search and see exactly what we want to pay for this, because it does need a lot of work. And that's where we're at. We have a lot of square footage. It's not exactly in our little cookie cutter neighborhood that we've made many sales on. It's next door in a different area, and so we're gonna have to give it some thought. I'm gonna go back and put these numbers on paper. And once again, thank you for being with me during the inspection. Jeff Green and Phil DeBaradinas from Real Estate Grand Central and Palm Beach Real Estate Investors Association. Have a great day.